On today's episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides, we'll talk about topics like liberals going after Tesla. Will the astronauts get overtime pay who are stranded in space? We'll talk about the travel ban that Trump put on different countries around the world, about how the US has been getting ripped off in trade for decades. We'll talk about the Harry Sisson drama and the Fort Myers Beach refusing to work with ICE. All that and much more coming up on today's episode of America Unfiltered, episode 35, starting now.
The moment is here. This is our moment.
We are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. This is episode 35. I'm going to dive right into my topics today. So, first topic, I want to talk about how liberals are going after Elon Musk, Teslas, and Tesla dealerships. All around the country, there has been multiple reports of not only vandalized Teslas, but vandalized dealerships, people setting fire to the dealerships themselves and the cars parked in the parking lot. People are keying Teslas, they're carving swastikas into them, and they're doing this all because liberals do not like Elon Musk. And it's kind of almost ironic, kind of funny, because 5 years ago, almost not even, a couple years ago, liberals loved Elon Musk. And they loved him because he was making electric cars and doing all the things that liberals loved. And then when Elon Musk came on the conservative side of things, after he realized that the Liberal Party has gotten so far lost, the liberals, they have completely abandoned any love or any like that they had for Elon Musk. They pretty much said that he's a Nazi now, that they never supported him. Anyone of them who did support him in the past is now claiming they didn't. It's kind of funny. And yeah, like I said, they are destroying Teslas. And Donald Trump and Pam Bondi have now said this will be considered domestic terrorism. So you have, 18, 19, 20-year-old kids who are keying Teslas, and they're going to face 20 years in jail without the possibility of parole or a shortened sentence or anything if they get charged with terrorism. 5 to 20 years for, keying a car to send a message to Elon Musk, which he's not going to even hear, is a pretty ridiculous thing. I really think that I don't understand why liberals love to choose violence when it comes to their protesting methods. I put protesting in air quotes because it's not protesting to just be violent. It's not protesting to burn down your city. It's not protesting to burn down dealerships. It's not protesting to key cars. It's not protesting to do any of the things that a lot of these liberal organizations do in the face of adversity, or what they call in the face of adversity. I don't think they're facing any actual adversity right now, but according to them, they're going through hell. So, I think somehow gas getting cheaper, eggs getting cheaper, the country itself getting cheaper, my generation finally being able to start to afford homes over time, somehow that's unattractive to liberals. Liberals only care about non-American citizens, apparently. It's a pretty ridiculous thing when you have American citizens hurting other Americans because of political differences, and especially when they're risking terrorism charges for it. If you are risking a terrorism charge to go key someone's car, not only do you deserve it, you're an idiot. But yeah, I really hope that you're able to find God. I hope you're able to find some love from your parents or whatever was missing from your life that has you doing such deranged, stupid things. I do want to go on to our next topic. I want to talk about Trump saying that he will pay the astronauts who are stranded in space overtime out of his own pocket if NASA and the government do not want to pay it. I'm going to play this video for you guys, and then we could talk about it real quick after.
The two astronauts that you just helped save from space, they didn't get any overtime pay for all that extra time. They got $5 a day per diem. Oh. For 286 days, that is $1,430 in extra pay. Is there anything the administration can do to make them whole?
Well, nobody's ever mentioned this to me. If I have to, I'll pay it out of my own pocket, okay? I'll get it.
I don't know why, but I find this video a little humorous. Just maybe it's Trump's remarks or his face or whatever it is. But yeah, I think it's funny, the idea of Trump maybe paying them out of his own pocket. I obviously think this is something the government, our tax dollars, should take care of. These people were stranded in space due to neglect by our own government. So I do think it's their responsibility. But if Trump's going to pay it out of his own pocket, I don't think it's going to be much of a financial hit to Donald Trump. I do think that it's despicable that Joe Biden left them there stranded, and the fact that Elon Musk and Donald Trump were able to bring them back safely is very patriotic, very American, and it has to have everyone around feeling very good. So I'm going to go on to our next topic, and this one I'll play another video for you guys. We have 2 more videos today. But so for this video, it's going to be Donald Trump just talking about how America has been treated unfairly in trade practices over the last few decades around the world.
No, I'm not. Look, we've been ripped off for years, and we're not going to be ripped off anymore. No, I'm not going to bend at all. Aluminum or steel or cars. We're not going to bend. We've been ripped off as a country for many, many years. We've been subjected to costs that we shouldn't be subjected to. In the case of Canada, we're spending $200 billion a year to subsidize Canada. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. I have many friends in Canada. The great one, Wayne Gretzky, the great. Hey, how good is Wayne Gretzky? He's the great one. But we have, I know many people from Canada that are good friends of mine. But, you know, the United States can't subsidize a country for $200 billion a year. We don't need their cars. We don't need their energy. We don't need their lumber. We don't need anything that they give. We do it because we want to be helpful, but it comes a point when you just can't do that. You have to run your own country. And to be honest with you, Canada only works as a state. It doesn't. We don't need anything they have. As a state, it would be one of the great states anyway. This would be the most incredible country visually. If you look at a map, they drew an artificial line right through it between Canada and the U.S. Just a straight artificial line. Somebody did it a long time ago, many, many decades ago, and makes no sense. It's so perfect as a great and cherished state. Keeping "O Canada," the national anthem. I love it. I think it's great. Keep it. But it'll be for the state, one of our greatest states. Maybe our greatest state. But why should we subsidize another country for $200 billion? It costs us $200 billion a year. And again, we don't need their lumber. We don't need their energy. We have more than they do. We don't need anything. We don't need their cars. I'd much rather make the cars here. And there's not a thing that we need. Now, there'll be a little disruption, but it won't be very long. But they need us. We really don't need them. And we have to do this. I'm sorry. We have to do this. Yes.
Every single time Donald Trump says all that, it gets me so excited. Every time he says he wants Canada as a state, I just feel super patriotic. I think Canada not only should become the 51st state for all the reasons Donald Trump said, but I think it would also help with protection, taxes, things like that. It will be a beautiful piece of land, a beautiful state. And when you have Canadians going against Americans and the Prime Minister of Canada working against the President of America, and we're allies, it brings the question, why are we giving them billions of dollars in subsidies? All the things they're threatening to take away from us, saying that we're not helping them out, so they're not going to help us, are things we do not need. The energy, the lumber, the things like that are all things we have here in America and all things that we have through our other various trade partners as well. None of the things we get from Canada are a necessity to get them from Canada. We could literally cut Canada out of trade tomorrow, and it would not impact the United States almost at all, except within the first couple weeks of it happening, the stock market would go up and down a little bit. But beyond that, we could literally cut them out of trade tomorrow and it wouldn't impact the United States. So I really do think Canada should reconsider the idea of being the 51st state. I think it would solve a lot there. There are people in Canada paying over 55% of their income in taxes. That's insane. In America, you do not have to do that. And they'll claim, oh, but free healthcare, things like that, but you have to wait 7 months to see a doctor, versus here in America, I'll walk in and out of the emergency room within hours. It's a completely messed up system and a completely messed up world right now, where you have our own allies working against us and threatening us and acting like their threats hold water. Their threats do not hold any water. Like I said, if they wanted to withhold energy from the United States could send Canada into the dark ages. I don't think Canada should continue messing with the United States. I don't think it's smart for Canada, and I think it's in the Prime Minister's best interest to at least have favorable conversations with Donald Trump and not continuously try and push the boundaries with him. I don't think that's smart, and I don't think it will help the people of Canada at all. I do want to go on to our next topic. I'm going to show you guys our last video of the day. So this video is about the travel ban that Trump put on different countries around the world. I could sit here, I could explain the travel ban to you guys, but I think this person made a video that sums it up better than most people could ever sum it up. So I'm going to play the video for you guys, and we'll talk about it for a second after.
Trump's travel ban. What? Trump has imposed travel bans to the United States for 41 countries with 3 levels of clearance: red list, orange list, and yellow list. I don't have a yellow marker, so it's pink. The red list is a full visa suspension. No more. And the cause is complete disregard for security clearance. It subsists of 10 countries: Afghanistan, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Syria, Venezuela, Yemen, Liberia, Somalia, Sudan, and Eritrea. Somehow you say it. I don't know. All right. Next is the orange list. Partial visa suspension for moderate disregard for security clearance. And that subsists of 5 countries: Haiti, Laos, Myanmar, South Sudan, and Belarus. Now, the yellow list is a conditional suspension, partial disregard for security clearance. They're being given 60 days from the day of the ban, which I think was yesterday, to fix or face orange list ban. And that subsists of 26 countries. I didn't want to write down because I don't have the room, so I gave you 10 countries that us Americans have probably heard of: Egypt, Kenya, Morocco, Somalia, Uganda, Pakistan, Djibouti, Madagascar, Rwanda, and Zimbabwe. All right, there it is. There's my sources. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I think the TikToker does a good job explaining the travel ban. I think when things like that happen and there's so many countries involved, it's way easier when you have someone like that who puts it all out on a whiteboard and breaks it down like that. I do think the travel ban is necessary. I do think protecting the homeland is the most important. I think treating the country like you would treat a home is what Donald Trump is doing, and he's protecting the home before he, works on the outside first. He's building up the inside, making sure it's protected and bunkered down. So I really think Donald Trump's doing the right move, and I think as he continues down this path, he will only do better things with it. I want to go on to our next topic. Our last 2 topics aren't going to be long ones, but we got 2 left. I want to talk about the Harry Sisson controversy. This one's going to be quick. If you don't know who Harry Sisson is, he's a liberal TikToker. He is paid by, I don't know if it's the DNC or specifically who it is, but someone on the liberal side. They pay them to make TikToks, videos, argue with people on social media, things like that. He's facing a lot of controversy now because people are claiming he had, I think it was like 11 different girls he was talking to at one time, trying to get sexual pictures from. To the best of my knowledge, they were all over the age of 18. I don't see why there's any controversy. I understand, people shouldn't be doing things like that, but at the same time, he's a 21-year-old kid. I think that's very, if you go to most colleges in America now, a lot of males and a lot of females have multiple sexual partners at a time. Not that I think it's something we should promote, but I don't think this is anything that should be widespread controversy. There have been news outlets that have picked this up. It's been trending on Twitter for 3 days. But at the same time, it's why is it trending that this kid, had a few different girlfriends at the same time, or not even girlfriends, but just girls he was flirting with? Who cares? It's really stupid. But yeah, I saw that trending for days, and I figured I'd let you guys know that, in my opinion, I don't think it's worth the media talking about. I think it's a pretty stupid thing. I do want to go on to our last topic. I want to talk about how, and this one's close to home here, this is in Southwest Florida where I live, but the Fort Myers City Council voted that they would not allow the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, to work with local law enforcement in Fort Myers. The impact of this would be that we would lose all state funding in the city because of that. They are having another vote on it as well, a revote to see if we can get that passed. I do think that ICE should be able to work with local law enforcement. The only reason anyone would vote no is because they want to protect illegal immigrants. But if you want to protect illegal immigrants, what you're doing is you are hurting American citizens. So if you want to protect illegal immigrants to hurt American citizens, I do not think you should be an American citizen. I think you should be deported with the rest of them. I think you should go find somewhere else to live like Rosie O'Donnell did. I think that there's way too many people working against our government, working against law enforcement, and working against the president right now in the country. We need to all come together a lot more. We need to keep communication open between people. The more we keep communicating with each other, the better we'll be as a country. I'm James Pascalides. This has been episode 35 of America Unfiltered. I'm signing off today. I hope you all have a great day, a great March Madness, and a great weekend, and I will see you all Monday. Thank you.